So when you're looking for a job as a developer, you must know that the most painful thing you're going to handle is dealing with other people's code. You're like going to work 20% on a beautiful, nice code that you wrote by yourself, and you're going to spend 80-70% of your time figuring what the fuck did other people think when they wrote this piece of shit code. So, let's get to our point here. I am trying to make this amazing particle effect. I think it's recording at a very slow speed because my computer doesn't have a graphic processor and it cannot handle it. Handle it! Well, it can't. So, and then I wanted to make this effect of, I have these nice particles here, and then we're warping! Whoosh! Oh god, yeah. This does not look good at all in the recording. I promise you it looks a little bit nicer, and then we stop the warp, and I wanted to give it nice animation. So I found this very popular particle library online. You see that all these nice things. Now look at this thing. The documentation, the official documentation. Oh, it's not this one. Where is your GitHub? Okay. TS particle. Ooh, nice alien. TS particles. React. So, bunch of nice stuff. Build, whatever. So I'm going here and, well, how do I make things happen? Oh look, TS particles and some code. Well, this is not relevant for React, and I'm trying to figure out how do I do stuff. How do I do stuff here? Okay, so you set it up. Okay, so there are some load JSON. Why would I want to load JSON? Container. Who is container? Call, I don't know, bunch of irrelevant stuff. And then the list of all their libraries. I don't know, is it like your list of achievements in life? I don't know what is happening here. So okay, cool. You have a lot of different libraries. So now here are the demos that you can actually try to figure stuff out. So look, mouse hover connections. Let's go here. And we get the same page as we got here, so I don't need to open it twice because the computer is anyway about to crash. So there is a very nice long list here of all the properties, and I already closed them so I could actually read some of them. But what do you know? How am I supposed to tell apart the actual default properties and the properties that they change to make this specific thing? Here's a secret. You can't. You really can't. Like, there is nothing marks here to say that this is changed from the default to make this available. The color, the background, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, the color is blue. What is the default color? I don't know. Let's delete this. Have nothing in the value. If you reload. Okay, so it's now black. Nice. Well, you would expect the default color to be black. But there was actually an interesting way, so you can do export config, and here this is not all the other stuff. Oh, I'm pointing at the screen, which you can't actually see what I'm pointing at. But so here is here with the mouse. Here is the stuff that all the possible properties, and here are a bunch of properties that some of them are actually default because I removed them and it still worked exactly the same. So there is no real way for me to tell which parts here are not default. Okay, moving on. I wanted to figure out, so let's see, I want to see what particles bounce horizontal random does. What the fuck does particles bounce horizontal random? – 'False. – – 'False. – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – Let's go reload. I'm going to have, I don't know, do you see any changes? I don't see any changes. Okay, well, let's be a good programmer and go to the documentation. And like Sartre said so aptly, hell is other people. So somebody made the documentation somewhere here, options. Oh, look at this tiny piece on the screen that says options here, right here. Like it's not at the top, so you know you can figure out that the main thing that this thing does. No, it's like here below, okay. Options, okay. Let's take a look at options. Okay, well that makes sense. These properties map to the same properties that we have here, like the big one. So what were particle bounds horizontal random? Let's try to find this. So this will be probably in particles. Oh, particles! See particle options here. What are the options? Bounds, okay. See particle bounds documentation here. This is getting very self-referential, and yeah, well, look at this beauty. We have the version, we have some path here, which means absolutely nothing to me. Have something called iBounds, which is interface for our iBounds, because you know it's TS, which stands for TypeScript, and it's really important for me as somebody who uses this fucking library to know that this is the interface that it came from. Like, oh, thank you for letting me know that this is the interface. Wow, what would I have done without knowing the interface? Implemented by bounds. Okay, cool. Constructor. What am I supposed to do with this? Like, can you... This load method is used to load data in class used as generic. Amazing. Absolutely no explanation of what any of this possibly does. So the only thing that you got left is just, you know, play around with it, and eventually I made this thing work. Now, as you cannot see, I want to change the animation smoothly from just this upward slow movement, like a smoky thing, to like whoosh, warp effect. So I was trying to kind of hack and see, okay, what can I do to transition? It took me, well, not so long to figure out that the speed is this, the animation speed basically. And no, sorry, not this animation speed, it's this speed, particle speed. And well, I tried to change it with React, but then I realized that every time I change it, it actually re-renders the whole scene, which makes it effectively pointless, because then the particle just change places and it's an entirely new scene. It's not like speeding up the existing particle, so I need to hook into somehow the actual thingy. So then I go on Discord, then they have like 10 people online, and then like I ask this guy who seems to be, I don't know, let's see who he is. He's like an important figure in this community. Admin. Okay, this guy is an admin, and I don't know, I think he's like 15. He barely uses punctuation. He explains things like he's on WhatsApp, and like I could not understand. He put the effort, he put together this kind of demo, but demo was pretty much useless, and his abilities to explain things were quite minimal. So I'm still at a total loss and confusion as to how the fuck to implement this. And welcome to the wonders of the web development world, where you rely on other people who have no communication skills, no documentation skills, who write weird code, make libraries that are very idiosyncratic, and you hope that some of this stuff may be useful to you, or you need to write everything from scratch and bare bones for yourself. Well, yeah, I just want to put together a nice site with a few fancy effects, and for me to write like some rendering engine. I don't know the math for that, and yeah, well, I think this option is out of the window, so I'll probably use some nice CSS stuff, and that's it. This was, in a nutshell, the the world of the web developer who is not like hyper specialized in a very specific niche, somebody who just builds UIs, which is me, and the hell that we have to deal with. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this was fun. Have a great day, and if you can switch profession, maybe it's the right time. Bye.